up, Beaner? How you doing today?
Doing good. How you doing?
Well, it sounds like somebody's using a lawnmower. Can you hear it?
And then I got my dog barking as soon as we went all at
Yeah.
the same time. I don't hear your lawnmower though.
You don't hear it? That's good. That's good. Because it's loud in my ear. So anyway, we're live now, I believe.
Oh
Well, not
oh.
we're Memorex. That was my time before your time. Memorex was the tape recordings, the tape cassettes, and that used to be their commercial marketing. Um, is it live or is it Memorex?
Oh
You never heard that?
no.
Because it sounds just like it's live.
If you'd like to hear Ella Fitzgerald's voice crystal clear, you'll record on new Memorex MRX3 cassette tape. It reproduces live sound with such crystal clear fidelity, you'll have to ask, is it Ella or is it MRX3? Is it live or is it Memorex?
That was a
Dad,
marketing technique.
Dad.
What? What?
This is
What?
this is like a so not about anything we ever talk about. Okay, so Jay called me yesterday, and my brother, your son, called me
Oh,
yesterday.
you said, I thought you said Dave, not Jay.
Oh no.
Okay, okay, okay.
Jay, um, about Grandpa and the old Raggedy George that Tina War, Tina War. Oh, the old Raggedy George that Tina War, Tina War. Oh, she hung him on the line and the sun refused to shine. All right, so we got that one. Oh, the old Raggedy George. And then we had, oh, she dug him in the ground and it stunk for miles around. Oh, the old Raggedy George that Tony War, Tony War. And then we forgot the other one. Do you
Which one?
remember?
Hunting
Because there
him
was
on the
three.
line, buried him in the ground, and hey, I got an excuse. I'm 70 now. What is it?
I went researching and I was trying to remember and trying to remember and trying to remember. And I'm like, okay, I was trying to remember Grandpa and the kind of like it was always Hank Williams Jr., Elvis, that kind of thing. And then I was thinking Grand Ole Opry. So I started YouTubing Grand Ole Opry and I was like, oh, that's like a place. That's not really a show or time period. Because I thought
You
it was like,
went you went to Opryland and the Grand Ole Opry.
I sure did. I sure
You
did.
did.
So
With
I
us,
was,
yep.
yep. So I'm looking, and then I was like, ah, hee haw. What, did he get it from hee haw? So I'm like, I went down this such a so I'm watching it.
You
Hee
went down the
haw.
old raggedy draw rabbit hole, huh?
I couldn't find it. I don't
Yeah.
know if he made that up. I don't know if
Would he make it up or would he make up?
oh
Uh,
the old Raggedy George that song. Did he
Oh,
wake that song up?
I don't know. Oh, the old raggedy drawers. Did you spell drawers right?
You know what I did? Because I don't know. And I didn't know if I spelled raggedy right. So
Because
I
it
talked
is
into the phone to make them spell it.
raggedy drawers. I can't pronounce it, but it
Yours.
drawers. Drawers. Right? Let's see. The old rugged cross. No, that ain't it.
Nope, that's not it. That I was like, no.
Wow, he must have made that up.
I couldn't find it. And
Wow.
that's why I was like, from there, like I told you, I went, it sounded maybe hee haw ish, like from the skit, like a skit.
Right. Yeah, no, there's nothing on here with old Raggedy Drawers.
Nope. I even went through Stunk for Miles Around, and there's another song about Stunk for Miles Around.
Was there?
Yeah, but that wasn't it. The old
Oh,
Raggedy Drawers were not it.
oh. I think, well, I don't want to spend the whole day
No,
looking for,
no, but I just
but
wanted to.
but
If
now
you
you're gonna have
happen
me
to know,
searching for it.
if you happen to know, I was just asking.
Well, that's crazy because he probably made that up.
It
Did
was so
RJ come up?
good.
Huh?
It was good. It sounded like
Hey, I remember when I was young, he sang it to us when I was a baby. So
really.
yeah,
So
that
it's
went.
old, old.
It's old, old, old.
I didn't mean it that way, but it's correct.
It's your grandpa old, and you're 50. So yeah, it's
True, true.
so.
But if you're 70 and he's saying it to you,
On the night that Maggie died, she called me to her side and gave to me those good old flannel drawers. They were tattered, they were torn, round the arsehole they were worn, those old red flannel drawers that Maggie wore. When she stooped to fix her shoe, you could see her ring-dang-do, those old red flannel drawers that Maggie wore. When she stooped to fix her lace, you could see the promised place, those old red flannel drawers that Maggie wore. When she stooped to fix her garter, you could see her red tomato, those old red flannel drawers that
It's
Maggie
hard
wore.
holding and laughing.
As she walked up Khyber Pass, you could see her dirty ass, those old red flannel drawers that Maggie wore. They were cheesy in the front from the drippings from her cunt, those old red flannel drawers that Maggie wore. When she threw them in the sea, they came floating back to me, those old red flannel drawers that Maggie wore. This is a rather classical item, which was quite prominent in Australia and New Zealand in the 1930s, and of course got itself transmitted.
He sang it to me when I was a baby. Yeah,
so it's older than Hee Haw.
it's over than 70. Oh yeah.
See, I didn't know. So that's what I was looking. I was like, was it Hee Haw?
Boy, he could have made money on that, like Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
Everybody will sing it because it'll stick like glue and stick to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the old raggedy. Now we got to make up new verses.
We have to.
And if I didn't know that, if I cannot find it, I'm gonna write a song about it,
I would. I would.
and it'll be about the old man making that song up, and what he made up is the old raggedy drawers. That'll be the chorus
Mm-hmm.
line.
And it's something that stuck with us forever, ever.
Ever, ever, ever.
And just like I taught my grandkids when they were going, where are we going? We're going home. We're going home.
Now that was me, and I took that from Buck Private Comes Home with Abbott and Costello.
Really?
Yeah.
Abbott and Costello.
You never knew that?
No.
No?
But
Okay.
remember I taught my grandkids that.
Private? Where we going? We're going home.
We're going home. I'll be a son of a gun.
I'm
Have some
having
fun.
fun.
Ah!
We're going home.
And just think, it all started with Ralphie's diarrhea.
Why don't you tell me that story? I kind of forgot it.
What? Well, it just happened. This whole conversation. Well, because Ralphie had diarrhea.
Oh, is that what did RJ? This conversation started with you saying RJ contacted you this week?
He contacted me
Yesterday, and
last night, because Ralphie had diarrhea.
Really? So
And so Jay started singing, all the songs when you're walking down the hall and you feel like something fall, diarrhea, diarrhea. People say it's really gross, but it's really good on toast, diarrhea. And Ralphie thought that
That's
was funny
gross.
and
Huh?
asked if there was any more songs about poop. And and that's when the old raggedy drawers came.
Did he make one for the old Raggedy Draws?
He didn't know because he was asking me what the third one was, and we couldn't remember. And I kept so, like I said, I went down a huge rabbit hole, couldn't find it. So he had to have made it up.
Well, I do know he made up some on the spot, whatever we're doing, and it sounded funny, and he had the rhyme in his head. He would make a lot of that up as we go. Some of it was stupid, some of it was not. But I strongly remember those two verses. It always stuck in my head because those were the ones we like, and he kept repeating those, and others he kept trying. So he might have made it up.
So maybe he just kept on trying, like, so the other one always changed.
Right, I could.
We just remember there was three because he had one for me, Tony, and RJ. So
Right.
there's always three.
Right. He made all three of them up for you, but for you guys, but they came from memory from when we were young. Those two. There wasn't a third one that I could remember.
So maybe he just made it up each time. So
Well,
maybe.
he made one for each of us kids, and he had four of them. So
I wonder if Grandma remembers. I bet I can hear Grandma laughing right now, listening to us.
he'll text us and tell us. Right? Wow.
Oh goodness. Yep.
I'm looking for that Buck Private Comes Home, right? That movie, but Abbott and Costello. No.
Do you know, speaking of which, all these like memories or whatnot, nostalgia stuff, the Wizard of Oz is playing at the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Oh, really?
Have you heard of the Sphere?
No.
So the Sphere is this huge theater, like it's a big dome, huge dome. I feel like the it could have been a dome there, but now the whole like a 5D theater may be new. Does that make sense?
Yes.
To the dome. Um so it when you're in there, it feels like you're actually doing whatever's there. They had a U2 concert there. And so they did a show. U2 was there doing the concert, and the show is like with like you're in the Joshua Tree, like you're there.
Wow. That sounds
Um,
cool.
yeah, they have different things going on there. Well, the thing that's there now
Yeah.
is the Wizard of Oz.
Wow. So it would look really good, right?
Yeah, it's like you're actually walking down the yellow brick road.
Did you go there?
No, I wish. We looked it up. We looked up the tickets because it's one of Chris's like favorite.
Yeah.
And how it's kind of pricey. It's kind of pricey. Um, I think the cheapest tickets were like 450 a piece.
Okay.
So it's kind of pricey. But they showed video of what it was like, and during the tornado, there's things literally flying around, and you're like, because it's all around you, everything's around you, and it.
And no matter
So,
where you look, it's that perception from it.
yes,
Yes. Isn't that
yes,
awesome?
Yes.
But I
It's
get sick in
crazy.
those 3D videos. Every time I have a 3D, I go in to see. I'll stay out because I get dizzy.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, I do. I get dizzy.
You gotta check it out. It's crazy technology today. But I was talking to somebody that went to the YouTube concert at the Sphere and loved it. And I was telling him about the Wizard of Oz. He goes, "Oh heck no!" And he's your age, and he's like, "Oh heck no!" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "No, that movie creeped me out when I was a kid, and if it makes it look like it was real, he goes, real live. He goes, real flying monkeys. Count me." Like, no, no.
Yeah. Flying out of somebody's butt in that movie. I mean, in that theater.
I was like, I didn't think that far. I didn't think that far. But it's just technology today is
It's
insane.
insane. You don't know if it's AI or if
Nope,
it's real.
nope. It used to be, it used to be, it used to be. Don't believe everything you hear and half of what you see. But now it's like you're solely relied on your discernment.
My what?
Discernment.
Oh, yeah. I'm listening to at the same time, I'm paying attention to you, but in the background, I'm listening to Buck Private Comes Home, waiting for I'm going home. Come on. This way I can show you where it came from. Right?
Yep.
Well, do you know I've been controlled by TV basically my whole life. We got our first TV when I was six, maybe six, 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And from then on, it was TV that taught me what like other than school, but when I went to school, they taught us the ABCs and the one, two, threes, reading and writing
Yeah.
and arithmetic. I have no clue what they're doing now, but when you went to school, they were fighting about taking prayer out of school, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
But we still did the Pledge of Allegiance.
yeah, yeah, we did too. We did both Pledge Allegiance. In my younger years, we did prayer, but that went out the window probably my seventh when I went down to the Kingsburg and Keyport.
I wonder if they're still doing. I have to ask my grandkids. Do they still do the Pledge of Allegiance?
I don't, well, that may bring it back now, but maybe not. I don't know.
Programming, huh?
Hey, I get to count how many times I say I don't know or now that I see the what is it, captions,
Yes.
then I can see how many times I stutter. I stutter.
I've never heard you stutter. Mm. Mm.
I don't know what stutter is, but anyway, it wrote stitter, not stutter. Stitter.
I was cutting some guy's hair, and somebody sneezed in the background, and I said, bless you, right? And then I went down this whole, and it was so funny because he even went into it with me about I said it and something triggered in my head, like, who started that? Who's like where somebody sneezed and somebody said like every time somebody sneezes, we say bless you. And and then I'm like, and then we all just followed. Why? Like, where did that come from?
Now, what is a fact is that somebody had told me this. Now, what is not a fact that I don't know if it's truthful or not, or he made it up.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So they say bless you because back in the olden days when people died, they sneezed just before they died. So they blessed them For and it depends on what they died for. If they did die through, I don't know. I never died from Spanish flu, but if we did, they were probably sneezing the whole time. I don't know where it came from, but that's the etymology of it.
That's one. Oh, how do you spell that?
Etymology?
No,
Etymology.
you can look. You can look.
No, I'm telling you. See, etymology. That's it.
um, yeah, that's one hell of a sneeze. Man, goodness.
Now, do you have the captions on yours as well?
No, it's not showing up on mine.
Oh, it's not. Okay. Hmm. So I wonder if it's going to show up on, you know, you know, on video that when we put it up to Rumble.
But there's times like when you show stuff because you have the controls, like you know what's going on. I don't. It just pops up on the computer. So see, oh, I may not.
All right. Oh, so have you heard? I told you to listen for somebody getting arrested.
Yeah, I haven't heard
Remember
nobody
our
get.
last show?
Yeah, nobody got
But
arrested.
who got raided?
Yeah,
Who? Do you
that
remember?
guy. I know what he looks like. He has a thick ass mustache. He's dweeby looking. When you look at who's really in charge, they are some weak ass looking men or women that are controlling us, are controlling a lot, and we allow it.
And like I said, 2.5, 3 years ago, The Revenge of the Nerds. Right?
Yeah.
Remember that show?
Yes, that movie.
That
Yep.
movie, yeah. Maybe we'll
Yep.
have to play a little bit of it.
With the ending.
Right. Just
But
which reminds me, we got to play we have to play the carnival when we play about the Democrats and the president's dying. No, the president's dead. He's gone for 3 days. They're not telling us. Oh, he's being replaced by somebody, or
yes,
he's
I'm
got a
like,
mask.
where is
Or
this coming from? Because he's all over the place. How are you saying he's dying? I don't understand.
then he comes back from playing 2 days of 18 rounds of golf. I don't know if you've ever played golf, but I
Oh, I know.
played golf and I am beat and sore the next day all day with 18 holes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be 80 years old and he played 36 holes in 2 days. But they were out there saying he's dead. They were trying to start to put him on, was it 25th Amendment?
25. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
25th Amendment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's so funny and so ridiculous how what we went through a couple years ago, all these things we went through, he's dead, Biden's dead, it's a fake, somebody's playing Biden. Remember we went through all that stuff?
Yes.
Now they're going through that with Trump.
Which I think is kind of funny because, okay, first of all, let's start way back when Biden didn't even hit, they had him hidden in a basement. Like he never came out. And then every time, every time Trump goes and plays golf, they have, oh, he's playing golf again. This is funny. Oh, he's playing golf. Okay, how many times did Biden go to the beach? Or Biden? I just don't understand. And Trump works more than any president. I like the amount that he accomplished in just what? It hasn't even been a year yet, has it?
I had to shut off my mic for a
It
moment. Um,
hasn't even been a year. He hasn't even been president a year in all that he's done.
I know it's amazing, ain't it?
But yet they're complaining because he plays golf.
No, they're not complaining. He was missing for 3 days. He cleared his calendar for 3 days and went and played golf. So because he couldn't be contacted or he hasn't been seen or they can't get a hold of him, and they were told that he's not to be contacted for 3 days, that gave the media and the black hats the freedom to start sending rumors out and start sending propaganda out to get people's head that he's dead or he's dying or his blood pressure or his hand has marks on it. I mean, all these things that you don't see or hear for 3 days, and all these bad things that get stuck in the Democrats' head because they believe the lies and MSNBC and CNN, right?
He has a press conference today at 2.
Right, right.
Um, the other thing is we had that, and then oh crap, what was the other?
Huh?
I had something to say and I forgot. It may come up. It may not.
Put a face to it. Oh yeah, John Bolton. Put a name to the face we had in our head. John Bolton.
Okay.
Bolton. Yeah. So both of them, and they're looking for, do you remember when they went to Trump and they
Mar-a-Lago.
raided Trump in
Yeah.
Mar-a-Lago?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is that boomerang. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is part of Q's drop, or drip, flood. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put that Q quote up when I do this editing. Well, I get to see how many uhs I do too. Work on that as well. But I didn't say right, right, right. That's cool. So it was really a busy 2 weeks.
So
Last
did Trump really post about Q, and what did he say? Oh, he said something and he went like this. I don't know. Am I in there? Something like, but bigger, and it had a Q plus.
Say that one more time.
Did Trump really post on X him opening his arms and it has a Q plus on it? And he said something. He typed something on it.
I do not know. I can't clarify that because I
Did
don't
you
know.
see it?
I didn't see it.
Because that was all over X. At
When did
least
he do that? When did he do that?
a couple days yesterday, a couple days ago, 2 days ago, yesterday. I don't remember.
I don't know.
But recently, um, recently, and that was all. I saw that all over the place.
Okay, and what did Trump say? What was the caption you said?
I don't. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Okay. I'll pause this for a moment so people don't have to I'll have to wait with us. Yeah.
Oh, sending. It's coming to you.
Uh,
It's almost there.
Okay, it's probably taking all the memory. Oh, there you are. You popped back in. You were out for a second, or a minute, or an hour. It was always used by the stars. Hey, there you go. You left to come back again.
Well, I was sending that picture. I was sending that picture.
All right, let's see if I got it. I don't got it. So talk about it while we're waiting. Talk about it while you're waiting.
It says nothing can stop what's happening, and it had Trump, and it had a Q kind of in it, and but I was wondering, it was a lot of reposts on the X, and I'm like, how can you find who originally sent it?
Oh.
I don't know.
I can find out. The world will soon understand nothing can stop what's coming. Wow. Wow. What's that supposed to mean, huh? Maybe I should show people.
Well,
What the heck we're talking about, dude?
popping up.
Huh?
Another thing that keeps on popping up is the and the fact like nobody can deny about Q anymore, because so many things has happened that Q told us about.
Right, and some posts reappears can be used more than once.
Right.
Can you see that?
I can see it. Yes.
Because that's what you were talking about. The world will understand nothing can stop what is coming. Now
Correct.
there's two different ways that I look at that. Um, one way is what everybody's talking about politically, like if we are, it can go World War III. Nothing can stop that once it starts, if it starts. But if President Trump can stop that, uh, nothing can stop. The world will understand nothing can stop what is coming. It could be what is happening out in space and what is happening to the Earth right now, which is expanding, which is which the North Pole is moving around pretty fast. You have those gravitational pulls on the planets around the Earth that is cyclical, and every time that it had come around to this point, the Earth had some calamities. So, and they are talking about a shift in the Earth and grow zones for food and animals and everything else like that, because everything is supposed to change. Just like, we know now about the desert over there in Africa, right? Is that the Sahara Desert? I'm not sure. But the desert itself was not always a desert. And that is cyclical too. And there's lakes underneath that. And that area is going to be really where the bread zone is going to be. That's according to what is it? Let me find out who did that. I think it's David Dubine. David Dubine had something on that. That was on Rumble and YouTube, I believe. But I found it on Rumble. But if and there's a couple of people that I watch that talk about the same kind of things, that the havoc the planets are causing on the sun. And the sun is at the high end of its cycle for suns, what is that? What's the name of it? Sun flares,
Mm.
right?
I can
So
tell you, even though it's a gorgeous day today, I have on long sleeves. It's September 2nd. I mean, it's beautiful. I think it's about maybe 69, 70, and the sun is shining, but we did not go in the pool once in August. August should be the hottest month. It's been chilly.
yes,
Now, I say chilly, but chilly for August, not pool weather. At night, we'll get down to 60s, which makes the water in the pool quite cold to go. Even if it gets to the 90s during the day, the, you know,
I watched the weather forecast, forecast for the year, and it pops up on YouTube a lot, and it's going to be a different year because you have those El Nino years, and then what's the opposite of El Nino?
yes,
Yeah, so that's going to be it's an opposite year amongst all those other things that are happening. And what they're saying is the northern part of the US is going to be cold and freezing one day, and they'll be in shorts the next day. It's going to be something like that, but it'd be a lot of cold weather. It's going to be a rough season with storms and things like that. And then the south is going to be dry, you know. So
hmm. So definitely get clean out our chimneys and get some propane.
I would get ready for it, but you never know. Weathermen are like politicians. They say one thing and then something else happens. But
Well, it's always good to have.
but you,
Never goes bad. I don't
the
think.
reason why I believe closer to what's going to happen is they have better equipment now, and they have a history of the seasons and what happens when all these things line up, you know.
Yeah.
So, and the same thing happens every time it lines up this way. So, you got to give them some credit. But
I think too, a lot of people just feel off.
well, they should feel off, in my opinion.
I mean, I even go once a week now. I've only been um 3 times, but I'm like, I just live in a constant brain fog.
Well, see, that's my normal state. So,
Well, and it's not mine.
yeah, but even when I'm straight, I'm in a fog, really, because I don't know. I don't think of nothing, but everything in my brain is being thought of. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So like I'm not consciously saying this, and this, but as I'm watching everything and aware of everything, my subconscious is repeating those things that I hear, and I have to be available to either believe them or not at that moment. But the thing is, I have that option. The more knowledge you have, the more choices you have, you know? Like I have a gun, but I still have never loaded it yet. I bought silver at $18. It's over 40 now.
is it?
Yeah, just let it be. I'll probably never use it, but you kids can enjoy what's in there. But but and then again, it might be an emergency. Who knows? You always got to be ready.
I got I got silver too. I
Yeah.
think I started buying silver when it was 20. Started buying silver in 20.
Well, the projection, and nobody better take me as a financial specialist. If you knew me, you'd laugh if I was saying that in the first place. But uh, the projection is, from what I hear over the internet, is that what's his name? Who is that investor? Uh, but starts with a B. Um, damn, RJ.
It's not Jimmy Buffett, but it's another
Buffett.
Buffett.
Yeah, Buffett. Yeah, not
Yeah,
Jimmy Buffett, but Buffett. We'll just say
yeah.
Buffett. Right? Hey, see, I said RJ and you remembered. That must be a magic word for you.
And I also
That's
heard from
twice that happened, huh?
Caroline, whatever, said that Pelosi, her investments was up there with Buffett. And why is that? That's when they were talking about not being able to do the stock market thing.
Right. But the stock market is getting ready to go down. Anyway, Buffett took his money out of it, out of the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's invested in real estate. One of those real estate investors I know, I don't remember the other one he said, but H.R. Horton.
Yes.
Yeah, he's another one so they're looking to build real estate, and that price of real estate they're looking to turn. Now, when I say they, we're talking about the 1% of the 1%, okay, that have their money in real estate. And now Buffett is putting all his money in real estate because they're getting ready to, like, a $300,000 house that used to be $150,000. It's going to be 150 again. It's not going to be no 300.
Oh, thank
So
goodness.
all those people, well, there's two sides to that story. You have the investors that invested all that money into it, and they need that money to get the money they put into it out of it. And then you have the other side of it where you have young people can't afford to buy a house, young married couples or a family that can't afford to buy a house, insurance won't cover them no more because it's too expensive, all these things. That's
Mm-hmm.
the other side of the house. That's the other side of it. So, so we have to, and that's going to be part of the fix, the economy fix. The other part is getting rid of the Federal Reserve and going back to the U.S. Treasury.
So as we're talking about that, the court said that Trump overstepped his bounds with the tariffs. I'm not understanding that.
Okay. Now, them saying that, that's a younger court going against the Supreme Court. So that is a fight between the courts, not Trump.
Oh,
They got to stay on that. Okay. Until it
again,
goes up,
I guess it's
till it
I
goes
guess
back
it's
up.
all how you where you get your information.
Well, it's not where you get your information. It's how it's okay. I like watching all kinds of videos and all kinds of shows, right? I may
Mhm.
not watch the same shows, the same people every week,
Exactly.
unless like there are some that I like are my go-to, all right? But I do like a wide variety. And you can tell that some people get their information from other people, just like I do, right?
Mhm.
But you can also tell, which I go through, that you have people like I'll give you a good one. RJ Talks. Now I have had RJ Talks on Rumble for a long time, right? But my RJ Talks is RJTalkes, RJ Talks. You go to YouTube and there's a dude on there that's RJ Space Talks, right? Now I
Mm.
never knew he was there until I tried to get that on YouTube and he popped up. Okay.
Okay.
So, because I had that on Rumble since I started, that's what I opened Rumble with years ago when it first started, when we got chased off of YouTube in the first place years ago. Right. So having said that, so I listen to RJ talks and I enjoy listening to him because he doesn't opine unless he has the court cases or whatever he's talking about or the documents from the White House or whatever the real documents are, not what the media says. Right.
Right.
Now, when he opines, he'll go to the media and go to other people when he opines, right? But you see the text and where it comes from, and he gives you the link of where you can find the text, which I go to the link most of the time if it's that important, okay, for to me, and then
Right.
to find out if it's really right. Okay. But when I find out if it's real, is that I have found out from him that what he is telling is truth from there, and he's showing us where it's from, and that is the facts. Whether it's truth or not, it's the facts, right? So, um, I like listening and watching people like that show the facts. The other one that does something like that is Just Human. Okay, he's got his
Mm.
own podcast now, and he does the same thing, right? So, now I get a lot from him and get a lot from others and opine on all that other stuff, but I do my best to not propagandize anybody. However, I don't know if I'm being propagandized or not, but we all know we're being propagandized by the main um, TV stations, ABC, CBS, and NBC,
Right.
and in the CC. What's that other one? CCP? No, it's not the CCP. It's uh, CNN. Yeah, that's it. CNN TV.
Uh, it, there's some kind of a beef between Trump and Soros too. I didn't read all that, but Trump is bringing up Soros.
Oh yeah, there's no beef. Soros is the head of the monster. Is one of the. He's the main head of the Hydra.
No, I know that, and you know that.
And Trump knows that.
Right, right. And anybody that's been listening to, been paying attention for a while, because he's been around for a long, 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 long time.
He's 90 something years old, 96, but his son,
Son.
and it's not necessarily them anymore. It's the NGO that they created. I think the Aberdeen or something like that. I'll find it and put it up here.
Isn't the son the one that just married that chick?
Who's that chick?
She was something with Clinton.
Aberdeen. Is it Aberdeen?
It's the one that
Married
was
to
ex-wife of Wieners.
That's right. Now, there's another web. Okay, I'm going to tell you some, and I'm going to put it up there too. I want you to watch Josh Reed on Red Pill Project.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll put the link up on here for the rest of you guys. He's weaving this web perfectly.
So, number one is this is Kirill's post. And who reposts this post? Michael Flynn. Right here. And I can blow this up so people can see it. So you have Kirill's post right here, Q+. Then Flynn reposted. Pacem and Pattis, peace on earth. Peace to the men of goodwill. The idea recognizes human dignity and a global community built on truth, justice, charity, and liberty. Just as our U.S. Declaration of Independence declares the ideas of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. There are also many universal themes: inherent dignity and human rights for every person on the planet, a need for social order and justice, not just individual rights, but a moral order for all societies. The world is now vastly more multicultural than ever before, and we should promote a sense of shared responsibility. Wouldn't it be better to explore the stars, conquer the deserts, eradicate disease, and tap the ocean depths, working together instead of moving closer to an irreversibility of nuclear war? We should not lose our patience, nor should we put our adversaries in a position where they cannot draw back without losing face. We must acknowledge there is a universal desire for peace among all nations, all people, and all leaders who are of goodwill. We can work with each other if we work as hard at peace as we seem to do at war. People generally call for order in their homes, in their countries, between themselves and their governments, and most free, critically thinking people desire order internationally. In John 14:27, he states, "Peace I leave to you. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." Discourse over division and courage over fear of the unknown are how we can solve our planet's biggest problems. We have many, they appear at times to be chaotic and complex, but God also gave us common sense. Let's pray our leaders use it more often than not. Now, few things that we know. General Flynn, as I pointed out, is a discreet strategic advisor for the Trump administration, most likely working for a working group under the National Security Council. He has said this himself. I laid the groundwork prior to this. He has mentioned that he's consulting with DNI Tulsi Gabbard, with Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. He's talked about how he's consulting with senators and congressmen, as well as coordinating with foreign ambassadors and officials and heads of state. Who is potentially one of General Flynn's direct connections that he's been working with since February of 2025? Kirill Dmitriev. And it's now coming out. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting. Number one is everything that we've been talking about is coming true. We said that, hey, Trump's going to deploy the National Guard to, 37 cities and 14 states. He said last week, Chicago to receive federal authority starting next week. Federal law enforcement officers are beginning to flood into Chicago. The National Guard is coming next. Okay? Another point in context. Trump says Russiagate criminals should be arrested. In a new explosive Daily Caller interview, Trump declared victory over multiple fronts while demanding justice on the Russian hoax perpetrators. He said, It's a crime-free, or DC's a crime-free zone. People are walking in the restaurants. They're free. Carjacking is down 87%. People are going to restaurants that they haven't gone out to in 4 years. The border for the last 90 days, we've had nobody. 3 months, zero. I've totally solved the border problem. On Russiagate arrest. They should be arrested. They lied. They cheated. They did everything illegal. These people are sick. Then he comes out and says that James Comey and John Brennan should be arrested for Russiagate. Now, we've talked about this. September 11th is my time frame. Now, if you don't know who Eric Burleson is, he's a congressman from Missouri. Okay? He came out August 31st and said there's a secret FBI vault inside maybe the proof of the deep state tried to frame Donald Trump before he ever set foot in the Oval Office. Sunlight is coming.
Right. In my opinion, because all the things that I see, and then I go to him and he's weaving it. And I say that because
R-E-E or R-E-A-D?
REID.
R-E-I-D.
Yeah.
I'm glad I asked.
Anyway, what'd you say?
I said, I'm glad I asked.
Yeah, Josh Reed. As a matter of fact, if we had nothing to talk about today, which we did, we had a lot to talk about, but if we had nothing to talk about, I was going to use that show that he showed and opine on clips of him because he's got a good thing going right now in his digs on what's going on, and he matches them with Q right now. And he's a hyper kind of guy, but I like him because he's ex-military, I'm ex-military. I know what he did in the Navy, and I know it takes, a lot of brain power to do what he did. And he's got a lot of brain power. He could rattle off a lot of stuff off the top of his head. I can't even remember yesterday. So it he's one of the good guys to watch. Excuse me. So next week, I believe, or the week after, I'm not sure, I get my PET scan again or CT, whatever it is.
Oh,
I get
that's
it
soon?
scanned again
Has it been 6 weeks?
and get a lab. Well, I get a lab first and then they'll follow. So it's probably the beginning of October.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get a scan because, yeah, September came so freaking fast.
You're telling me. How's Mama's eyes?
She has a little halo on the bottom of her eye, her left eye, that she sees. It kind of bothers her, but it's going away. And it's swollen. She feels it's swollen. It's still a little swollen, but it's going away. Slowly but surely. And they extended it another week before they do the other eye because of Labor Day and, because of today. So next Monday she's going to get the other eye done and talk to the doctor and if she's supposed to be feeling it. I
Yeah.
told her it's going to be a while. It's something different in her strength, in her body.
Well, and when something's swollen, you kind especially around your eye, you can see it. You can feel it and see it.
Right.
I
I
wonder if
don't,
that's part of the halo. I don't know.
well, it's the bottom of her new lens.
Oh,
They took the old lens off and put in, a new one as cataracts. So, it's a new lens. Now she'll be able to see better without glasses, but she'll still need glasses to read. She could see it. She'll be able to see it, but um, glasses, she'll see it much clearer and better. But she won't need glasses to drive or anything anymore. So that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
New. To be new. Fresh.
Fresh eyeball. Gotta hit that. Fresh eyeballs.
Yep.
Hey, look at my hair. It's halfway down my back now.
I see. I'm looking at that beard when you came on. I saw your beard. I was like, whoa.
I told you, January I'm shaving it off, just trimming it down, like I like it. But
Yeah, you play Santa.
this is gonna be Santa, yeah. I'm gonna be Santa.
And how dark your hair is compared to your beard.
I know. Well, that's the hair I still have.
Right.
You ready for this? You really want me to show it? That's my hairline right there right now.
I see it.
I know. And that's so thin. But hey, I'm 70.
All right, man.
And what the heck? Who knows?
It is what it is. It's all good.
Hey, do you know when my mom's birthday is?
Wasn't it last month?
Was it last month?
Isn't it
Happy
some-
birthday, Mom. I better cut this out, huh?
It was a couple. It was a. I feel like it was recently.
Oh, we were in the middle of talking about before we went on to something else about the Federal Reserve.
Yes.
Yeah, and what was his name? The head of Federal Reserve? Do you remember what his name is?
No.
Okay. Oh man, I'm bad with names, but I see faces all the time in my head.
Wasn't he trying? Wasn't Trump trying to fire him?
Well,
But you can't fire the Federal Reserve.
he fired his deputy, which is a female. And I'll get her name too.
Also, UC Berkeley law professor John Yoo. And John, let's begin with your assessment of this Lisa Cook case.
Charles, great to be with you. What's going on here is that President Trump initially is trying to remove Governor Cook just based on the grounds Congress set out in the statute. As you mentioned in your lead-in, Charles, the statute says that the president can remove governors of the Federal Reserve for cause. The Supreme Court has never told us what that phrase for cause means. And so President Trump can say, look, I think that she tried to defraud her mortgage on her mortgage application since she's someone who's in charge of overseeing and regulating the financial industry and the banks itself. This is not someone we want to have in a position of public authority. It could undermine confidence in the uncorruptibility of members of the Fed. But suppose that she wins. She sued President Trump. Suppose she wins on this issue, says that doesn't constitute for cause. Then President Trump has to come out, as you suggested, Charles, with a constitutional argument, which the Supreme Court has been very sympathetic to when it comes to other agencies, which is any agency that executes federal law has to be accountable to the president because we, the voters, elect the president. That president has to be able to hire and fire people because he has to ensure that they execute federal law properly. The Constitution makes the president the only officer in our government who is constitutionally responsible to take care that the laws are faithfully executed. And so therefore, the Supreme Court said the president can remove, say, the head of the CFPB, can remove the head of the NLRB. Why should the Federal Reserve be any different than those other agencies?
Now, having said that, they made it clear, I think, earlier this year that for some reason the Federal Reserve chair, though, is off limits.
I don't think he is. Actually, the statute that creates the Federal Reserve actually doesn't place any conditions on removing the chair. All these protections apply to the members of the board. So President Trump, I believe, could easily remove Jay Powell and say, you're going back down to be a member of the board of governors, just like the others, and I can pick someone else to be the chair. If he were to try to remove Powell completely from the Federal Reserve, then it would be the same legal issues that apply to Ms. Cook.
I want to shift gears to the president's tariff policies. Of course, Friday, a bit shocker, not necessarily, but maybe the timing of it. Some people thought that was going to happen. The court's ruling that blocked most of Trump's tariffs as a quote-unquote an emergency. Of course, President Trump says he plans to file an appeal as soon as tomorrow. Your thoughts there?
That also, I think, like the last question, is going to go to the Supreme Court for a final resolution. I think the Court of Appeals decision below is very strange and that President Trump has pretty good grounds. He may well win. The reason why, Charles, you just mentioned it, the question should be, can a trade deficit be a national emergency, a trade deficit we've had for 50 years? A trade deficit which is about the same as a percentage of GDP as it was in the early 2000s, is that a national emergency? This appeals court didn't touch that question at all. Instead, it said, under the statute, the International Economic Emergencies Act, that Congress gave the power to the president to regulate any foreign transactions if there's a national emergency, does that include the power to tariff?
Right.
It seems to me that language is so broad, it includes the ability to tariff, so that the Court of Appeals below got it wrong on both important questions.
John, I got less than a minute to go, but, we're talking about these courts. A big topic in the last few years, particularly when it comes to President Trump, are activist jurists, right? These activist courts. I thought the Supreme Court came down on them. I thought John Roberts said something to the effect of cut it out, but I don't know that they're cutting it out.
Good point, Charles. The Supreme Court has said exactly as you said to these lower trial court judges, of which there are almost 1,000, stop trying to run the way the executive branch executes federal law. You can enjoin somebody who's in your courtroom, but you can't issue these nationwide injunctions. Yet we still see judges just today and yesterday trying to do that. So the Supreme Court, I think, is going to have to get these cases back and repeat itself and say, we really mean it this time. Stop trying to defy our orders.
John, thanks so much. You're one of the legal eagles out there I trust the most. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
But they're saying he can't. Well, see, this is the conflict. If he can't fire him, then they're not federal, which we all know they're not federal. They're contracted, and we can cut any contract anytime we want. Right? So are they federal? Are they?
This was his scheme.
Yes.
To prove that they're not part of the federal.
Right. Yeah.
Which they never were.
Well, that's the big thing. If he can't fire them, then they don't work for him. And if they don't work for him, if they're not part of us, then they're contracted. And if they're contracted, we want to cancel the contract. And if it was contracted for 100 years, we're past that 100 years, which was 1913.
Mm-hmm.
So there goes the
anyway.
Huh?
Taxes are unconstitutional anyway.
We're going to get back to that. I mean, like I said last show, here in Florida, DeSantis, I remember her name. DeSantis is pushing for no real estate tax once your house is paid for. Well, excuse me, they're trying to do it all together. No real estate tax, period. If you live in owner occupied. Unless if it's not owner occupied, it's a business.
Yeah.
Or your second home, yeah.
That makes sense.
So
hey, Cape Coral made national news again.
Well, how? What? Where? When? What?
Cape Coral has been in the national news for a while. Like, there's always something happening there in little old Cape.
What happened?
A dude with Batman pajamas saved the day.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
You know about it. You live there.
I don't pay it. See, it's really funny. I pay attention to national news and don't pay attention to local news, which I should. Mom pays attention to local news.
Yeah, a dude, and it's a grown man. I don't know exactly what he did, but he saved the day. Somebody was getting robbed or something, and he stopped him, and he was wearing Batman pajamas.
Batman pajamas. All right, never heard that one. That's a good one. Batman pajamas. Batman PJs. Pajamas.
Pop up.
Let's see what it pops up with that. Batman pajamas.
It popped up with just Batman pajamas.
Yep. There you go. Right now, it's got a commercial.
Yeah.
Bathroom and she noticed an alert on the phone.
At 2 a.m., Kyle Mavette jumped out of his bed in his Batman pajamas, got in his truck, and drove around his southeast Cape Coral neighborhood. He said he found a possible burglar in his neighbor's garage. That's when he swooped in.
I grabbed a hold of their shirt and their right wrist, and I told him, I said, listen, don't try to get away.
Mavette says the neighborhood here in southeast Cape Coral is usually pretty calm, so he left his vehicle unlocked. That's how the suspect was able to steal more than $800 worth of personal items from both him and his neighbor.
Police showed up quickly after and arrested Justin Schimple. They say he'd taken 2 pairs of Ray-Ban sunglasses, a wrist wallet, and more than $500 worth of gift cards.
This is a crime of opportunity. People are leaving their doors unlocked so people can get inside and steal their items.
Contractor by day, hero by night.
I don't have a Superman pajama because he's kind of, if you're impervious and invincible, you're not really brave.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That is funny. Hello?
I'm here. What's the world coming to if you can't leave your car unlocked?
Can't. And that's what Trump is trying to prevent. And going to 19 cities.
19.
It was 12, now it's 19. It might turn out to be 17 altogether. I don't know. But
Just a random number.
just a random number. But Chicago needs it just like Washington did. New
And
Jersey,
they're
North
asking him
needs it.
to. They're
Huh?
asking him to. Not the mayor, not the corrupt, politicians, but the actual citizens.
Yeah, we don't want to worry about getting jumped or hit or shot or robbed. These are things that in my day we didn't have to worry about.
Part of me felt, I don't know, it's but I did what I had to do because somebody showed up. I work in a like, I guess like a Coconut Point or whatever, like an outside mall kind of thing. Okay. Well, panhandlers started to show up. And where I work is really nice. And I'm like, no. So I had to make some calls. Because all it takes is 1 or 2.
And then 5 or 6 and 10, they all come.
And this is
Yeah.
it doesn't take much for it to run down the place.
Oh, here's a question, and you're 100% right. And this might be the answer to what is Trump doing what is the administration doing with the homeless that were in DC? Where are they going to? Are they just leaving DC, or are they going to a home, or are they going to an apartment? Are they given the apartment that the illegals were given now that they're going home?
That's a whole nother debate. I actually did a debate in high school because I was on the I did the debate I did public speaking in high school, and debate was part of the curriculum. And my debate was on homelessness. Tell a little about the story. We lived in San Diego at a time where you can't walk 10 feet without seeing a homeless person. And although I am an empath, I feel like homelessness is a choice. So, that being said, if you were to give a homeless person without giving them the mental help that they want, because they're going to have to want it, it's not going to do any good. my opinion. Take it for what it's worth.
The reason why I'm deep in thought is my younger years before I met, well, even after I met your mom, because I met her at 14 and married her at 17. So it was definitely before I met her, but also while I was with her. I was a runaway. I just took off anytime I wanted to, when I wanted to, and I'll be gone for days, sometimes weeks. All right. Sometimes the cops and everybody would be looking for me, Bolo. And after a while, they knew I just took off and not
Mhm.
didn't think I was being taken or anything. Not because of anything other than I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being out there in the world. Even at that time, guys, you can hitchhike. Okay. So I enjoyed hitchhiking. I enjoyed going to places. And that freedom, I mean, at any time, I could have just took off to California, took off to, anywhere and just not come back, just live that way. But when you live in that way and you're looking for food and you're looking for things to eat and, stuff like that, and if I can't find a job for money, again, at that time, at that age, people would pick you up. Sometimes it'd be a couple, sometimes an old couple, sometimes a young couple, sometimes one person. But with the right people that pick you up, especially the older couples, are you hungry? You need something to eat? You know, it was very easy for a kid like me to get fed wherever I was going. And I
Right.
could have gotten so used to that as well. Right? Well, look at your cousin, uh, Dave, that went to Europe and hitchhiked through Europe. That would be homeless. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So not all people are are in destitute.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be homeless, some of them. Then you have some of them that are drug addicts. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just totally lost.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big bunch of them now in today's world. They took over the insufferable, the unworking kind, the homeless. It's
Right.
definitely a different kind of homeless now, you and there's a lot of them.
And again, you could give them all the help or take them to all the facilities, but unless they want it, nothing's going to change.
Right. And like when I say normal people, people that get up every day and go, and people that join the society and the culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a routine created by our system.
Correct.
Okay. So if you're out of that routine, you're abnormal.
You have a sense of freedom.
You may. That's the other part. They have their freedom.
And you know the story of people that panhandle, they make sometimes can bring home more than somebody that worked their butt off all day.
You can. The problem is what they're going to do with it. Are they going to drink or are they going to buy food? You know, what are they going to do with it? They're going to find a place to live or they're going to shoot a needle. It, it's it's all where your head's at.
So what are they doing with them, Daddy?
That's the question. That's the original question.
You know, you know.
Don't know. Don't know. I mean, I'd hate, I really would hate, and you know how I hate the word hate, but I really would hate to see our government put them in a camp, you know, or an encampment like Alligator Alcatraz or something like that. I'd hate for that to happen if there's civilians.
Well, if they didn't do anything illegal other
Right,
than just, I mean,
exactly.
I don't know, homeless is illegal, But if they didn't do anything legal, no, they don't deserve to be in a camp like setting. You can give them an option of going to a place, but it's one of those things where, I mean, you do you, but don't expect for me to pay for it.
Or don't include me. In other words, don't bother me in your world. And if you're going to be a panhandle, go somewhere where it's legal,
Yeah.
you know, don't go against the law. I mean, I've given panhandlers money. I've stopped at stop signs and given them money, you know, especially if they had a military hat on or saying, VA, a veteran, things like that.
Now, I understand there's a lot that goes into that, um, to veterans and disabled and all the things they do to the veterans. Even if you don't think they did anything, they've done stuff. You went to boot camp, they've messed with your head. But there's programs, there's stuff out there, especially for veterans, for help.
So am I enabling or am I helping? So while you're thinking of that, I'll give you another thing to think about. All these commercials that are on TV, like these poor old Jewish people that don't have food, so please send your dollars to uh, the Jewish fund, or
And how
some,
much do they
or
actually get?
or your pet. Oh, save the poor dog before the vet kills him. You know that poor sad
Yeah,
dog
yeah, 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 yeah.
commercial. Well,
Yeah.
these are all commercials to collect money for politicians, all right?
Yep.
Or for NGOs, or for the Jewish politicians, NGOs, because they spend money on it too. So
Like
again,
UNICEF.
they hook you
Yep.
with those sad, sad advertisements.
Because it's all about pulling at your emotions.
It's all
People make
about the base, about the base. No trouble. Go
people
ahead.
base a lot most of their decisions on how it makes them feel versus logic.
That's kind of funny. I was going to say that before, and you brought me right back to it about the difference between logic and emotion. I was watching was it Fresh Fit? And the one I like the most is Whatever podcast with Andrew. I forgot his last name again. Uh, Andrew. He's a good debater, but it really shows how the difference between how men think logically and women think with emotion. And they explain with emotion, and they explain the thing with using the thing rather than the description or the rather than the description of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Right. So if I was to ask you what is Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
the way the women answer is, well, Bitcoin is a Bitcoin, and it's like money that you could spend just like money, but it's a Bitcoin, right? Well, that's using that thing to explain the thing, right?
I was like, that doesn't make much sense to me. You just told me Bitcoin is
Exactly.
Bitcoin.
Exactly. So you'll probably hear all the time men saying, rephrasing their point or saying something like, um, well, to describe that thing, you would say what, right? And they all go in a circle and loop about it's a Bitcoin, it's like a coin, but it ain't a real coin. But it's a computerized. It's a little bit of a big bit. Like if it's $100, you can buy like 10 cents or 1 cent or 0.1 cents of just a little bit of this. Anyway, well, that's just an example of how. Now, I don't know if it's the women they grab on there, they get to come on those shows, and they are some very intelligent women. They really are. I'm not saying they're not. But what I am saying is, on an average, in general, the women that are on there do that. They are just very emotional and emotional about what they believe and not open to discuss. And if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
their word is their word, and that's all there is, even if there's proof.
Loyal.
Yeah.
They're loyal to what they believe.
Right, right.
I say loyal, but
So like, here's one of the questions I want to ask you, and this was the big question on the whatever the podcast. If you were alone walking in the woods,
yes, I heard this.
would you rather be met by a man, a human man, or met by a bear?
So if you're walking alone in the woods, would you rather come across a bear or a man?
I've come across bears. I do a lot of hiking, so they're not like,
What kind of bears?
thankfully not a grizzly, but black bears. I don't want to look.
All right, what about you?
My friends and I were talking about this debate the other day, and I think that it's funny because I would say a bear.
Answers.
I think
We won't linger on this one for too long, but I'll get people's answers.
A bear, because that's easier to scare away.
A bear is easier
Yeah.
to scare away.
I think isn't like you're supposed to just like scream at them and then they like run away. That's like the tales I've heard.
Depends on the bear.
I'd rather the bear still though. I don't know. I'll take my chances.
Okay, so the bear. All right, what about you?
I love bears. I wish I could be close to a bear and it not kill me, but I'd rather it be a man.
Okay.
I'll take the bear any day.
I would rather be met by a man.
Well, that's the logical thing for me and other men. But 9 out of 10 women pick the beer on that show. And they will argue that point. And no matter which show you watch, these are called dating shows. It's supposed to be single women, dating and how they see life and how men see life, and if they could compromise in the middle and
It's a
see how it
dating
works.
show, and you're walking in the woods. It's a dating show. The freaking women are looking for a man, but they rather see a bear.
Well, they're looking for a 6'2" or taller man with making over 200 grand a year minimum.
And how much?
They are to guide the man. The man runs the family, but they guide the man.
Good luck with that.
That's where their heads are at today. That's exact. I mean, that's what I see.
They're gonna end up with a gay man. I mean,
You laugh. You know how many times that was said?
really?
Well, there's a name for that, for the men that go out with these women, that marry these women. They call them a cis man,
I never heard of that. What is that?
sissy man,
Oh, yeah.
cis man. Yeah.
See, I'm old school. I like, and I get picked on. I get picked on a lot at work, but I like a manly man. Like, not that I get picked on because I like a manly man. I get picked on by the youngsters because they're like, they say, why are you attracted to assholes? They see them as assholes. I see them as manly men.
I know.
I mean,
because
even when like my clientele are the manly men that the others don't like cutting their hair because They're assholes. But so I guess that's how I originally got them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's because I can talk their language. They don't scare me. I mean, but I see them as manly men. They see them as assholes.
Well, they all want that bad man until they marry him. Then they want to change him.
Yeah.
You know. I got the top 10 women's fantasies here. You ready to hear that?
What is the age group? Does this have an age group?
Um, well, let's read it together. You want to read it together? Because I
Yeah.
just popped it up. Okay. Every woman on earth fantasizes about some explicit sexual fantasy that she may or may not have been ashamed to talk about, whether it's your girlfriend or your wife. The top 10 lists sure to touch on a forbidden fantasy of her own. Although most women prefer to leave their fantasies at that, others have lists that they slowly but surely accomplish. So the next time your woman seems to be wandering off in thought, who knows, she may be cruising around in that mystical world of sexual fantasy. So do you think you can guess what some of them are? Lists took time to time to comprise, and a few bottles of wine as well. Okay. Drum roll, please. Okay, Strangers in the Night is the first one. Wow. Second one is the more the merrier, group sex. This is the list that I've heard on whatever, okay? Many women relish the idea of meeting up with a mystery man and going to some no-name motel with him in a wild night of uninhibited sex.
Yeah, and then they claim rape.
Oh yeah, today's people, they exactly. Well, this is what we're talking about, women not knowing what they want. All right. So group sex was a popular among the ladies. The freedom of being nude in front of a bunch of people who are equally exposed, allowing different men and women to touch and penetrate your body simultaneously is incredibly erotic. Now, don't mistakenly assume that all women want to engage in group intercourse and gather up all your buddies for the next date, unless, of course, she asks you to. Who's your daddies? They like the spanking. They like the certain sexual acts where they grab the neck and, choke them. Um, some of them like the stiletto heels. Wow, that would hurt. All right.
Yeah.
Lay me out on display, just walking around naked and sexually ravaged. Although most women agree that the fantasies about a master, their role is scenario different. This is why you like a man. Whereas women said that they would surrender to a master demands, others opposed the idea and said that they would resist and disobey its command. Wow. Leave a good tip. Most men enjoy being spoiled by two women who fawn over them simultaneously. In some instances, women also fantasize about having two men all over their bodies. Some wanted more gentle, erotic scene, while rare, few wanted porno-like sex. Well,
Wow.
wow. Strap me on. I'm going in. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. What's number one?
Oh, number one was, let me see. Wasn't that number one? That would be number 10. No, oh, you're number one. Ready for number one? Although saying rape fantasy sounds somewhat unthinkable, oh, that's exactly what most women call it. They want to play the innocent, naive, unknown little girl who gets taken advantage of by the devious predator-like man, forcibly pushing her against the wall and pinning her arms above her head with one hand while other hand has made its way under her skirt and funneling her vagina. Okay, that's enough. This is a family show. Right?
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
what's wrong with the world today.
Not enough sex.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
Well, now they want boyfriends with robots or chat bots or whatever the heck they are.
Well, they want a body count as high as men's. They want equality. I know if I was young today, I wouldn't marry a woman who's had 100 things in her vagina other than me. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm
we
old
got.
school like that.
I think we got off track
Get off track, yeah.
of what I. I don't know, but you know what though? Back in the day, I say back in the day, I'm talking about like Roman times and all that. There were always, at least I'm going by movies. There were always orgies and everything.
Yeah, but that was the top 1% that we see all the pharaohs or the
Yes.
kings and all their ilk, their money, their brains, their people. They're the ones. And that's the problem today, the same thing as the top 1% are stealing our kids
Yeah.
for sex and body parts, you know.
I think that's coming more and more forefront in the news about the trafficking. Don't you?
That's the big
Seeing
thing in
that
the
more and
news.
more. Like we always knew about it, but now it's becoming more and more people are
Yeah,
seeing and hearing it.
I think that's going to be the flood that they're talking about. Now, Q had said that some people that you like and would think are good are not, and some people you think that are bad are really good. They're all playing a role. So all that's going to come out.
I think Putin's going to come out good.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I think Putin and Trump are doing something. I think. Um, but even didn't Zelensky say he's going to keep on fighting?
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on with those guys. The rest of the world, other than Russia and America, want a World War III. They want that World War III to bring in the one world government. They want that war to kill 50% or more of the humans on Earth
Mm-hmm.
so they could take control. They've been trying to get that war. That's one of the reasons why all these prime ministers came over when we had Zelensky come over, and then all those EU people came over at the same time
Yeah.
with a 78-hour notice or 74-hour notice, right? It's for instance, I think Starmer was um, trying to get um, Russia and Ukraine to cease fire, not to stop the war, not to call you know, the war's end. They want a ceasefire before so they could start talking about the end. Trump says he wants to end people dying. He wants to end the war.
Right.
If you can go to a ceasefire, you can get to the end of the war. That's Trump's thinking, and that's my thinking too. That's pretty logical, I would think. But they meaning the EU and Germany and all those other people in the EU, they want a world war. So they want the ceasefire so they can rearm and give Ukraine a bunch of good ammo and high-tech ammo to come after Russia, which would start World War III. Because China would come in, and then Iran will have their sleepers in the U.S. to wake up, and Iran, all this happens once one goes, the other goes, and it's like dominoes. So that's what Trump has been working on. Now, Q did say that one of his posts that we are heading for the brink. We will get to the brink before we're saved. What are you supposed to be working? It's
No.
10:36. Okay. But anyway, yeah, Q said that.
Um, Another thing that keeps on popping up is Pence. came out of the woodwork. What is that? What the hell is Pence doing?
I don't know, but I know one of these guys that Harold, was it Patel Devolution is the name of the show.
Mhm.
Devolution, John Harold. He reads a lot of things, and he read, again off of the legal papers in the White House and things like that, where he was on the side that he was a white hat. But just recently, after he read what he read, now he's thinking that he was a black hat and he was as bad as people saying he was or is. So again, I don't know. These are things that, you hear both sides. Everybody has an agenda. My only agenda is to let people that know me that are not paying attention to anything but will listen to me or at least watch me, that we can transfer all the knowledge that we have and they can hear it and then investigate themselves or not.
One more thing, and then we'll close it up. Is the shooting? The guy, the kid that shot, not only was a transgender, but his dad was part of the CIA. Coincidence? And it also happened a day that they were going to bring up something about Obama.
Yep. And it also happened to be a transgender. Also didn't like being transgendered.
Oh.
Yeah. And also the link that every other shooter had was he was seeing a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All these add up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and Obama, I think, was going to be served, but I'm not sure. That was the rumor.
There was yeah. But it was just a lot of huh, and and a Catholic at a Catholic school.
Catholic school. Yeah, just like the last one. She was a transgender, and the one they try to keep hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was transgender, and that was a Catholic school.
What? So, how many coincidences? And what were they trying to tell us at the Catholic schools? Like,
Well, first of all, they're all transgenders that are going after the Catholic schools. The Catholics have been persecuted for years now, and they're trying to kill every one of them now. I mean, it's just coming to the U.S. It's here. It was all over the world for years. Now it's coming here.
hey, Dad, that picture behind you. Look at that muscle.
Do I have a muscle? Oh, wrong way.
Look at that.
Oh man, I lost all my muscles.
Look at that.
That was 2 years ago, but I put it up for our anniversary. Just went over 53 years. We look damn good for 70 years old, don't we? 69,
Yep.
70.
Yep.
And she don't use dye in her hair, so
I know.
It's pretty cool. Me either. Look, I don't know if you could see it, but
I know. That's what I was saying earlier. I was like, your hair is dark compared to your beard.
yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh my.
That's not bad.
Hold on. I can't hear you. I have to fix it. I got to make it a mirror view because it's the opposite of the way it.
Oh.
Okay, Bean, it's an hour and a half. We did a pretty hour and 45 minutes. Oh
Well,
my
that's because
God.
we didn't do it last week.
Yeah.
Like I said, because a lot was going on. And we spent time talking about the old raggedy drawers.
I have to find that, or as he made it up. He made it up. All right, I love you, Bean. See you next
Dadio.
week. Bye.
Bye, Dadio.
Hey, I wrote a new song. I'm gonna put it on this show too. So
Do it. Do
just
it.
the music. I didn't write the words yet. Just the music. I write the
Okay.
words later. All right, later. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.